Yeah, I'm joined here with, what's your name?
Danny.
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 We met over Instagram. He is a photographer, aspiring photographer. Little info I know. We are in the 10X HQ doing this interview, and I'm so happy he drove
Yeah.
all the way down from Edmonton for this interview. So I'm really grateful for your time.
No problem. Happy to be here. It's good to have a road trip.
That's dope. And yeah, just let loose. Tell me what you told me the first time I asked you about your story.
Well, since this is artistic, I got started in photography on a Nicaragua trip I did in grade 11, I believe it was. It was a missionary trip, and like over there, I just brought my little red, like point and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But there was another guy on the trip who had a DSLR, so I kind of borrowed it. We were just like throwing it around, and I took one picture with like two guys drinking Coca-Cola with like a sunset in a playground. I was like, this could be an ad.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I was like, it's
sounds
just
like
the mindset of like, this could be something, and this is fun. Like, I like doing the little shoot, and it's impromptu, right? It's not like you were telling people, post like this or do this. So that's kind of where it started, and then I kept thinking back at that picture, and one day I was like, I just caved in and I bought a camera myself. I got on Kijiji, I got a Canon 70D with just like the basic kit set.
Okay.
And then I've been kind of trying different styles ever since. And one of the things that really caught my attention was there's a guy called Eric Paré. He's on YouTube and he's on Instagram as well, and he's got a Facebook group that's huge, and he does a bunch of light painting.
Okay.
So I could grab those like T8 incandescent bulbs that you put in offices, but like a clear tube to like protect it, and you put a flashlight through it, and then you can paint using the light, basically. Yeah. So, and what I think is really interesting about that is that the cameraman is also in front of the camera, because like you use a remote shutter, and like you have to do the shapes, right?
Yeah.
So there's a different element of being part of the picture, not just being behind and like saying, hey, what's this, and click, right? And you can do so much things with it. You can do landscape photography, you can use models, you can do a little bit of macro work, whatever you're into. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now is feeling out where my artistic vibe goes, and I'd also like to get more into making videos, not just photos, right? And then start working with more people.
Yeah, that's dope. Okay. It's great. And like as you said, you found that passion in Nicaragua. Did you further on like tell your friends or like ask them like, yo, how do I get into this more? Or like what made you passionate about like?
No, absolutely not. I actually didn't get into it like right away. It was like a couple years after, because this was in high school.
Yeah.
It wasn't until 2 or 3 years ago that I actually got started into it. I don't know, I was just going through some pictures and I saw that. I was like, that was fun.
Yeah.
And I decided to jump in. And that's kind of how I am. I just like jump into things without, like head first. I was like, okay, we need a camera, we need this, and then we'll figure the rest out later, right?
Yeah, that's dope.
So that's kind of the process where I'm at.
So how long has it been? Like
about 2 years now.
2 years,
yeah.
Okay.
And like I've taken a break from Instagram too, because like we were talking earlier, like sometimes you call people and you tell them, we'll meet up at this time, and like people just flake, or like some things don't work out, emergencies happen. So but it's easy to start in this industry. There's so many creatives out there that you can reach out to, Facebook groups or Instagram, and just be like, hey, I'm down to collaborate, like I'm not gonna charge you, we're just gonna be like a mutual thing. It's gonna be, and then go from there.
Yeah. When you think you should like tell people, okay, like I want to work with you, but here are my rates, or here are my...
Right, and that's one thing that I'm trying to get into now, because I actually shot a full wedding video by myself.
Okay.
And like I didn't charge them because, okay, it's a great time, like it's my first time, I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
They don't know what to expect, so it's like, I'll be at your wedding, we're close friends, so I mean, we'll just have a good time. I'll get some food and get some drinks and, shoot a proper wedding video. And it was tough, dude. It was solo wedding video is ridiculous, and the amount of work that's in the day, like you're there until from the people get up and get ready until when they're going, basically the dance is gone, and like the drunk uncles are in the back, and it's like, okay, let's wrap it up. It's like 3 a.m, we gotta go. And after that, it's the whole editing process, right? Choosing the music, cutting the points, doing the whole.
And you have like, let's say 2-3 hours of footage to look through.
Right.
And you have to condense that all down to like 2 minutes.
Basically, it depends how you want it. I've seen like wedding videos last 20 minutes, and they're great. Like the story's fine and everything, but like now, like being after doing the process, it's like there's a lot of work that goes into making like a good video. And I respect people that vlog to the highest, like Peter McKinnon or like Casey Neistat. Come on, dude. Like you need skill, but like
It's all post production. I used to be a vlogger myself
Mm.
for, let's say, a year,
Yeah.
and then I just gave it up. Not because I didn't like it, it's because I went into that with the mindset of, okay, I know I'm not good in front of the camera like right now.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be doing this kind of stuff. I'd be the guy behind the camera.
Right.
So I wanted to get more comfortable with myself. And on the side note of that, I also wanted to like get into more cinematic film. So like in my vlogs, I would vlog myself, and then like
Shoot some
supposing I
B-roll.
supposing I go to an amusement park, I'll like shoot some B-roll about like this is the amusement park,
Right.
take it in,
Uh-huh.
feel the
It
nostalgia.
gives like a different look when you're watching it,
Mhm.
right? It's not just like cut to here, cut to here, and different
Exactly.
actions. It's like, okay, you're a little bit more involved
Mhm.
in what's happening.
And you have to make it presentable to others, and
Oh,
that's where the
absolutely.
post production comes in.
That's
where
key.
like
That's key.
the time, and like you could one day you could like wake up, you like make the whole vlog, and then you could go back the next day and you're like, I don't like this.
Uh-huh.
It-
No, and that's the thing. You have to keep putting out work. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. Nothing's
Yeah,
gonna be
nothing's
perfect.
gonna
And
be
you're like, you're
perfect.
the worst judge of yourself, right? So I
Exactly.
mean, like, when you see a wedding video and then you look back into it 2 or 3 years later, you're like, oh my god, what the fuck was I thinking? Can I
exactly.
swear? I don't know.
You can swear, it's fine.
And so yeah, it's really difficult to. But looking back, it's great because like, okay, I've learned a lot
I've
from
done
this.
this.
Like, I'm not taking pictures with like super high contrast or
Yeah.
like the white balance is all fucked
Off,
up,
yeah.
right? So it's a learning experience, and that's what's fun about it. That's what I like about it.
Exactly, that's dope. Yeah. And as you said, you mentioned Casey and Peter McKinnon.
Mm.
Those are big names.
Huge. And like Peter blew up too. Like there's a lot of people in that space that start off slow, but like you
Mhm.
keep giving out value and content,
Yes.
and it's like, hey, this is how I edit my pictures. This is how I shoot B-roll, for example, right?
Yeah.
Because it's an art.
It's it's talent. It's
Yeah.
like
The movies, right? Like how
Mhm.
much do movies make? Come on.
exactly like you could look at a movie, you could look at a video, you could look at any like piece of work, and you'd be like, oh, I could do that. But then if you think realistically and you try it, you realize how much
It's a wall,
it's
and you gotta
like-
climb it.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And some people don't even realize or like notice how much of a big deal it is. Like some relatives I have, they like I'm a videographer / photographer, and they're like, why are you in that industry? That
Mhm.
industry doesn't pay well, or some of them understand it does pay well, but they don't understand why it pays well or
Right,
how it pays
right.
well. It's down to the fact that it takes so much effort. It's like you could think it's easy. We make it look easy because we've spent like
Yeah, because you're
years
good at it. Because like you have a
of, like,
workflow
putting
and you
this-
have a
yeah.
process you go through every single time. So I was like, okay, I import the pictures, I categorize them, and then I start choosing the edits, and then you just kind of put a preset all over it or edit them yourself, right? So
Exactly.
as the more you do it, the more you learn. And I respect people like Peter McKinnon, like people that do it themselves. They're doing the work of a whole crew. Imagine a
Exactly.
movie production. There's
Exactly.
literally thousands. Have you sat through the
The
end
credits?
credits scene
Yes,
for
of
like
course,
Avengers or
Avengers.
something?
Yeah,
Right.
there's
It's like
so
it's
many
insane.
names.
And you like read the people's names, and I was like, I didn't even know you needed like camera operator C behind the
Behind-
whatever, right?
yeah.
I was like, who's this guy?
Exactly.
And they're doing all the work. Another person I really admire artistically is Russ.
Okay.
He's a rapper, and every single song mixed, matched, engineered, produced. He does
Right.
everything, right? So when you're comparing somebody like that to somebody who's got a company backing them, and they've got somebody making their beats and somebody
Yeah.
writing lyrics for them, and the
Yeah.
only thing they're doing is
Is
singing
singing.
and not doing any like actual productive work that contributes to the song or to the art. The scales can be it's
can be
like
very jagged,
ugh,
yeah.
you're doing a lot more work.
It's like Drake. Drake's like really good, but like
Oh, absolutely. But
he
he's an
has-
actor. He started off
Yeah,
like
he started
acting,
as
right?
acting,
So like
yeah.
people give him lines and he just.
does it, you know.
But like the songs are great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like every single part in itself is good, and together they work even better.
Mhm.
But somebody that does everything by
by
themselves,
it feels
they're
more
worth 100
Exactly.
of the others. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happened for us. 10 years doing beats from his basement. Look now, he's blowing up. He's touring the world. He's got millions of followers. You gotta really believe in what you do,
Mhm.
right?
And would you say you'd want to be that person to like do everything, or would you prefer a company backing you, or like someone, like a team?
I believe that you need to know what the hell's going on in your business. So it's good to start doing everything by yourself, just so that you know what kind of work goes into it. So when you hire somebody else, because if the work becomes a lot for you to handle,
Yeah.
you definitely need to hire an
Mhm.
assistant or an editor that you can just send the footage to and they can
Trust
copy
them.
your style. Exactly, right? But like you have to know that they're not screwing you over either,
Yeah.
right? It's like, I'm gonna charge you $300 for this edit that usually takes me 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Why are you charging me 2 hours of work
Yeah.
for it, right? Out of the ass. That's stupid.
Exactly.
So like you gotta know where everything is, especially if you're trying to build a business.
Mhm.
When it comes down to money, like you have to be very objective about
Yeah,
it.
and
You can't be
stingy.
like, okay, you're my best friend, so like I'll charge you
I'll pay,
$50
yeah.
less or whatever. But like that's
Yeah.
great, but like it's not gonna make you
It's not gonna-
succeed to where you
exactly.
want to be, or like it won't be as fast just because you're cutting the
Prices
value of your
down.
time
Yeah.
and your whatever you do, your passion.
Yeah, I feel that. Like I have my parents always like I was known as a photographer first, so my parents always like, oh, we're going for a group event. You should come through. You should take pictures
Right.
for us. And I'm like, okay, but originally I wasn't going to this event.
Mm.
I don't want to take pictures. So if you want me there, you should pay me. And
Yeah.
it sounds strange to them because it's like, why? You're my son.
Right.
And I'm like, I get that, and like I respect that, but think of me if I wasn't your son, would you still tell me to come for free? You would charge me, you would pay me,
Absolutely,
you know?
absolutely.
So like treat me like how you treat someone you're asking for their services.
Yeah, or it doesn't have to be monetary compensation. It
It
can
could-
be like, okay, we'll make a deal, and do the chores for a week.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
Something,
It depends
yeah.
who you deal with, right?
Yeah,
But
it
like,
depends who you deal with, but there should be some like
exchange of right.
values and stuff, you know?
Thinking back, like, there's no way I'm doing work for free anymore. I'll be like, if I'm doing like a wedding video for somebody, I was like, look, this is the work that I've done.
Mm-hmm.
You can like my style, you cannot like my style. I mean, there's only one video,
Yeah.
but like it's better than having nothing.
Yeah.
And if anything, I charge them like $5, right?
Mhm.
Because like if you go to like and we were talking about this, photography is expensive. Boudoir photos for like a 3-hour session, it can cost you up to like $900, $1,200 for like 10 edited images.
Yeah.
Wild.
Depending
Right?
on who you talk to, but yes.
Exactly,
I know what
absolutely.
you're
But like
talking
it can go up to that high. And
Yeah.
the lower prices are maybe like $100 an hour, $80 an hour, which is still quite time consuming. And you don't want to start charging out of the ass the first time, especially if like you're new at doing it. But like you got to charge something. You got to position yourself to where people can buy your services.
Yeah.
And like they seem like it's fair.
Mhm.
Worst case scenario, you talk to them. Just be like, hey,
Yeah.
this is my first time doing this. Do you think this is a fair price? Or like, what do you think would be
Or
a fair price for my
negotiable,
work?
yeah.
And go from there.
Exactly. And it's like, for me, price isn't everything,
Mm.
because you could have a client and they only come to you once, and you charge them $50, and they're never gonna come back to you because maybe they didn't enjoy the shoot, maybe they didn't like the photos, maybe they thought $50 was too much.
They had a bad day,
You
or
know?
whatever. It can
So
happen.
like for me, like yes, I'll start off if it's my first time working with someone. I'll be, okay, this is my base price. We can take from there. I won't take it as a business meet or like a business thing. I'll take it as I'm meeting with a friend or like
Yeah, exactly.
a new acquaintance. So like we become friends. We know each other. So then if they decide, oh, I want more pictures, who do I go to? Oh, this dude that was friendly to me on my shoot. And if his prices have gone up since like last year, I will mind because I like them, I trust them, I know their work, I know their ethic, I know I'm comfortable with them kind of thing. So I feel like, yes, money is important, but also it's also you, like how you brand yourself.
Right.
Because there's people out there, I forgot which photographer this was, but he shot for like Kim Kardashian, Ariana Grande, and
Big shots, yeah.
yeah, big shots, but like he would still also work for smaller names,
Mhm.
but he would treat them worst, and he would like take what's it called, like power over them, like
Oh,
sexually abuse
Yeah.
them or like assault them and all that stuff, and it would go unknown because it was smaller names, or he would like try to like
Right.
cover it up somehow, but then one day he messed up and he got
hey man.
shown out on Instagram, and
You always gotta be honest. It
you know.
comes back to bite you. Karma will
Exactly.
fucking get you, dude.
you know, as you said, boudoir is like a very, very delicate
Absolutely.
art form, and there's people out there that just want to do it for like the wrong reasons, and people out there that legit are for the art, and that you have to know yourself. Okay, do I want to do this for the art, or do I want to do that? And like if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you shouldn't do it at all, because
Absolutely.
you're just ruining your name like 100 times over. Like you can't go back from that,
No, it's difficult.
Mhm.
And like you said, if you have a business, if you're charging people, if it's a profession that you want to follow, it's not business to business or business to people. It's people to people at the end of the day. It's like
exactly.
you're a person and you wanna, and somebody else comes to you. It's like, hey, I like your work. I want you to do some pictures for me. They have that trust in you, and you just don't want to break it, right?
Exactly.
Not just that, and just be like, with a good conversation, just be like, and they themselves might not go back to you, but they can refer other people. Yeah, right. Or if it's just the one big thing, it's just like one big paycheck, and then if they're happy, they're happy. They leave a good review. Better for you. Everyone ends up happy, right?
Yeah, and it's those kind of like one-time big checks that could change your life as
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like,
and
I've
that's
had a few
you have to keep taking action on it. You don't know what can happen, right? You can meet somebody on a coffee shop and you just carrying your camera, and they're like, "Hey, what's up with that?" And I was like, "Hey, I'm shooting my wedding.
Yeah.
I was gonna charge the other guy $5,000, but if you can do it for $3, I mean,
that's chill.
Yeah,
You
right.
know?
So
And that's crazy because, do you mind me asking how old are you?
I'm 24.
Exactly. I'm 21.
Yeah. Okay.
And I never thought in a million years, even though that's impossible, but I never thought that someone would approach me and be like, "Yo, can you shoot my wedding?" So that happened like 2 weeks ago, and I was like very like blown away. I was like,
You want who?
I was like, wait, wedding? Like that's like
It's a
some
big date,
It's
yeah.
a big deal. Like I told my dad, he's like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Don't mess it up. I was like, yeah, I know, but like,
But
can
the
you
pressure
believe
is
that?
there, right?
You know,
No,
and
but
I was
it's
like,
great.
wow, like I never thought I would reach that size. I always like thought, yeah, wedding photography could be cool. You make a lot of money, like whatever. But it's like it's also a responsibility. It's also like someone's trusting you like a lot with something. And I was like, wow, like I never thought that would come a day. And it's like it just happened out of like like chance. Like I was shooting at a festival, and I shot this one girl. She was like being all bad and bougie, and she was getting in trouble with security. But I was like, yo, I'm gonna take the picture for you. I'm gonna give it to you, whatever. And it was just one picture, and then from then she just was like, yo, one of my friends is gonna have a wedding. I thought of recommending you. And I was like, it wasn't even like it wasn't a paid shoot. Like it wasn't like for her. You know, it was just random.
And that's what I mean. Like, the more you do things, the more action you take. Life is a verb. You have to keep taking action in things, right?
Yeah.
And things will just kind of happen, right? If you have an end goal, I just think that this is gonna sound woo-woo as fuck, but like I just think the universe kind of just guides you slowly in the right direction. You know, just like a little nudge. It's like, you want to go there? Yeah, we can make it happen.
I believe that 100%. And it's also like your mindset as well.
Absolutely.
You could be like, yo, I wanna let's say work with Taylor Swift one day and tour with a artist. Okay, that's great, but like
you're not gonna do it from your couch, bro.
Exactly. And like think about how you get there. You have to work with smaller artists first when they're touring. Get a knowing, let people know, oh, this guy does shows for this person, or maybe you could do it for me.
You gotta get good. You gotta get good.
You know, like I went to a Daniel Caesar concert, loved the dude, and his opener was Snow Allegra, and she's like underground, but she's getting
but like, I'll
bigger
buck her up.
You know, good music, like hella soul vibes and all that R&B, and I shot for. Obviously, I was there for the opener, so I shot her opener. I shot Daniel Caesar for fun because I was like, why not?
Yeah, you're there, might as well, right?
Yeah, and so I got a video of her performing one of her songs, and she was like, yo, can you send me that video? That was an amazing video. I was like, of course. I sent it to her, like, thank you so much. I was like, yeah, soon you'll have your own show. And she was like, yeah, that's why I do openers, so I can like slowly develop, you know? At that point, I wasn't too business savvy, but if I was, I'd have been like, yeah, if that ever happens,
yeah, let me know, right? Here's my business card.
You know,
it's kind of old school, or
yeah.
like, you know, here's my Instagram.
You know, like let me know, keep me in touch. And I think she did a show earlier this year, but I didn't go for that, sadly. But you know, she's made a second album recently, and she could tour again, and I could meet up with her again and be like, yo.
That would be sweet. And now that you have the connection, you can just send her a message, and like out of all the messages, she's gonna be like, I know this fucking guy. I remember him, right?
You know? He got me this video. She reposted it and everything. Yeah. So it was like really good. And like, see now she's in tie with obviously Daniel Caesar because
they tour together, right?
Yeah,
they spend a lot of time with artists like that.
Exactly. So then she'd be like, yo, thank you for helping me out. One of my buddies is trying to tour. You want to help them out? You never know who it could be. It could be someone big. It could be someone
Kendrick.
small. It could be anyone. Because I've seen her work, and she's worked with Logic. She's worked with, like, again, Daniel Caesar. She's worked with some bigger names. I can't remember. But
that's crazy.
You have to start somewhere. You have to start small. You have to start.
It's not just that. You even if you want to start, even if you want to tour with Taylor Swift right now, you can't.
You can't.
You're shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. That's just the reality of it. You have to get good so you don't fuck it up when the big chance comes,
exactly.
right? It's like if you don't do well on like your first tour, of course you're not gonna do well. Maybe you won't do as well as you could have.
Exactly.
Learning experience for the next one, right? You just keep climbing
grinding.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah, keep grinding, bro.
You have
That's
to
exactly
keep
it.
grinding. I have friends too. They're touring right now, but they're in Edmonton or in I don't know where they're touring, but they're touring. And I would 100% join them. But at the same time, they already have a guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't wanna. They're starting off, so they're not like ready 100% to like take a crew. with them.
Start taking people,
you know?
for sure. Like
Like
at that point, you're touring in a van with like
There's 5 guys.
five guys and an
So
app.
it's like
you know?
it's like I would love that, but I'm chilling. You know.
Absolutely.
But
And you have to be able to say no to some opportunities.
exactly,
Right?
that's another thing. You have to be able to say no, because someone could offer you all the money in the world, but they could come at you with a very rude approach, and
There's
you're
some
just like,
vicious people out there, man.
you're just like, I don't really want to work with you. I don't care how much money you pay. You could give me $1 million,
Absolutely.
and I'd be like, no, because you don't want that repertoire. Like, what if it ends up that like they were like this, like they pay you, let's say, $5,000, and then you find out a month or 3 months later that they went to jail or they went to this for like money fraud. So like now you have that fake money with you.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what do I do now? Like, do I turn myself in, or how do I spend the money, or like, can I spend the money? You know. So it's like there's always like stay away from that negative vibe. Always go for the positive. Always like be ready to say no. And like sometimes you're having a bad day. Like you're allowed. We're human. We're allowed to have bad days.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, that's how the industry is.
I think a lot of people take those bad days, that one bad minute in their life when someone cut them off, and they just ride it through the whole fucking day. You know what I mean? They're just not able to let go of the mentality of like, fuck you for cutting me off.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he cut you off. Maybe he had diarrhea or something. You know, like he was on the way to the hospital because his kid was born.
Yeah, you
don't know it.
Never know. All this, that's another thing. Stay positive. Stay realistic.
Yeah.
You don't have, like, you can be negative, but you have to be realistic when you're negative. Like, you can't be like, he's just an asshole and he wanted to cut me off.
To a lot of things, I try to stay neutral, optimistic. But like, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
I was like, okay, you cut me off, no one died. Like, I'm not gonna start fighting you.
Exactly.
You know, I come from Colombia. They would get out of the car and start beating the fuck out of you. They're like, bats out, everything. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm glad we're a little more civilized here.
But you have to stay, as you said, neutral, optimistic with things, because like it could be something bad could happen, or claimed bad like for society, but it doesn't necessarily mean I have to take that on myself. Okay, now I'm gonna be pissed the entire day.
Right.
Because that it could disrupt your whole workflow. You know.
A lot of people don't understand, like, again, meditation, woo-woo, but like, you control your own feelings. Like, if I don't let you make me feel bad, I'm not gonna let myself make me feel angry or like sad that you did something or that something happened, right? Exactly. I was like, yeah, that's life. I mean,
exactly, that's
move
life,
on, right?
Like, just move on.
If you're riding the high wave the whole time, it would be so boring.
Exactly.
It would just be, you'd be eating all the good food all the time.
All the time. It's
right?
like, it's not really good for you.
No, it's not good. No, it's not good anymore. The food's not going to taste any good anymore. Because you have that contrast of like, what's good and bad, right?
Exactly.
So like when you have moments when people come up to you like, hey, you want to shoot my wedding? You'll be like, yes, I'm fucking high right now.
Yeah,
exactly. Like that's where you want to stay. That like happy with the little fire under your ass, you know? It's like, you got to get some work done.
And there's also that working with like ego. Like people think, okay, I'm working with so and so and blah 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 blah.
Or you can't work with me because I'm so fucking good.
Exactly.
It's like, bro, you have 20 pictures on Instagram. Like, come on.
You know, it's like you have to get past that ego. You know.
Yeah.
What would you say helps you or would help you like keep your ego like to a minimal? Or, like,
in check?
Yeah, in check.
Working with different people. Like at one point, it's like I said, it's very easy to find people to work with. Like there's a lot of creative people out there that are just willing to take a chance. Like I'm willing to drive down here, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure if I look up BAM photography page on Facebook, there's a bunch of people there, and like you just send a message and people are willing to come through and like see your work, and they'll just be like, yeah, I'm down to like do just like a time for print, or we'll just do a little free session and we'll just exchange numbers and tell people about the work we've done. And you meet a lot of different people that way, and then you realize what you like to do and then what you don't like to do, and then from there the ego can be removed and it's something a little bit more objective. When
Mm-hmm.
people come to you, it's like, hey, I want to do this shoot in the woods. It's gonna be in like full summer and at night. It's gonna be like, oh, I had an experience like that. There was a lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah.
I don't not feel confident with that. Like,
Yeah.
you just gotta find what works for you and what doesn't, and it's not gonna be the same for everybody, right? So, it's a lot of things that trial and error that you have to take up on yourself
Yeah.
to know what you accept, what you don't.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel that because not to sound egotistic or anything, but I keep myself humble. I
Right.
always, because it's like, yes, someone could have 1 million followers or someone could have 5,000, but it's like numbers don't matter.
No,
You know?
especially online. It's like
Exactly.
they put up, and people say this a lot. You put up a different persona
Yeah.
than who you actually are online.
And then you can tell the people who have the numbers who are real with it or who are like they're brainwashed by the numbers.
Right, absolutely.
You know, I've had a few clients that like I have like 7 to 8 accounts on Instagram just because I like to like keep my things separated. I'm like a
Right.
photographer here, I'm a personal guy there, I have art here, so like I keep my stuff like separate because I like that clean,
Right.
like that clean aesthetic. Sometimes like I mix and match, but like most of the time it's like
This is
you
this,
come
this
here,
is
yeah,
that,
you
right?
come here,
There's
you
not a
get
mix
this,
of a
yeah.
bunch of shit.
Because like your audience is always
confusing, yeah.
your audience is gonna be like, what do I expect?
Mm.
And I don't want it to be. But anyways, so I had like a bunch of accounts, and so one of my clients found that out, and they're like, oh, hey, it's me. You should follow me because I follow your other one. And I was like, but what's the point? Because this is my art account, and I almost don't check this account. You're just gonna have a ghost follower.
Right.
It's not gonna help you. And why do you care? What's this one follow gonna like help you?
I
in the
think
long run?
that
You know?
I don't know, and it's weird looking at numbers. You see some people that have 200 posts and they have 13,000 followers, and they follow 29,000 people.
Mhm.
Then you have people like David Goggins, who's like world renowned and he's a multi runner and super athlete. And he doesn't follow anybody. He's
Yeah.
like 1.1 million followers. He
Exactly.
doesn't follow anybody.
Exactly.
Because why? It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter.
And like when you see him and when you see interviews with the guy, he's genuine. He's like that all the time.
Mhm.
And like it's easy to see when people flake out, when people aren't who they are
Yeah.
on like their online persona, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I've had a lot of people come up to me or like talk to me rudely because they feel, oh, I have more
Entitled.
numbers than you. Yeah, I have more numbers than you, so I'm better than you. And I'm just like, yo, I'm trying to like be friends.
That's crazy.
You know, it's
Yeah.
it's the industry, but it's like,
It's cutthroat, and that's
yeah.
what it is. Like there's some people that go in just trying to be friendly, and there's people that will fuck you over.
Yeah, and it's like, well,
Because capitalism.
yeah.
But
I was like, yo, like chill out. Like I'm not coming at you. I have no separate intentions.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, you want to shoot? You don't want to shoot? Say
if
it.
anything, like I just want to help each other.
Each other,
right?
you know, like we could be friends. You never know. We could like each other's styles. I don't know, but I'm just reaching out for reaching out's sake, and it's like, and they say like first impressions are big. So like my first impression on this person now is like they're a dick,
Yeah.
you know. But like at the same time, I keep that optimistic neutralism, and like they're acting like a dick because of the numbers.
Yeah.
And if they didn't have these numbers, or when they didn't have these numbers, they're totally different.
Right. Yeah.
You know. And
Look, you have to be genuine about what you put out too. You can't just put out things to put out.
Yeah.
You have to like the things that you put out. And you have to believe that the things that you put out are the best
Benefit.
representation of your art
And
right now.
yeah, exactly. Because I've seen people. I used to be this guy. Back in the day, Instagram was like my life. I could like not live without it. But I would post 3 times a day, separate hours, and
All the hashtags.
buttload of hashtags.
Yeah. Tagging people on it.
tag
yeah.
people on it. Be like follow for follow, share for share. Because like my mindset was wrong. Like it was kind of skewed, right? I was like, this is how you have to grow. This is how you have to do things. But then I was like, this is tiring.
Yeah.
Why am I doing this?
Copy
And like
paste,
I
copy
personally
paste.
don't even want to post 3 photos. Like I have to, and it like becomes a task almost. Like how do I find 3 posts to post in one day? Like, and it was like daily. So like that's 21 photos in a week. You know, so it's like, what the hell? When I like realized that, I was like, no, you need
You're putting
to
yourself
chill.
through so much work. And
Yeah.
like that's the thing about quality before quantity.
Exactly.
There's a good quantity is good, but like quality is really what puts you out in an environment like that where it's so competitive, where there's so much stuff going on. You kind of home in on the things that are good and that attract you, right? I'd rather have 3 good, like, hour-long videos than like 17 2-minute long videos that are just like cut out garbage.
Exactly. So like, yeah, I started off being like, yo, I want to post 3 a day, daily, and I don't know, be quirky about it, be this thing that I have like a thoughts Thursday, I have a model Monday, I have I don't know, I do so much, and I'd plan when I'd post, like timings, when to hit my like peak audience, my weak audience.
Because you can look at all of that stuff, right?
And when I didn't have it, like I went into it more, just like mentally, because I was like, I need this, or like I need that, the numbers, or like the verification of, I'm doing something. But then I was like, you need to slow down. It's not that hard. Like, yes, back in the day, it was way easier to get people to like see your stuff, follow you, and all that stuff. And now it's more competitive, but it's like everyone has their time to shine. Everyone's
absolutely. And like, look at the amount of the numbers that there are of people on Instagram.
Exactly.
I was like, maybe you're not gonna get this million, but you might get
that
part of this million, right?
Exactly.
Like,
exactly. Like, you see Instagram, it has like over 100 million people, and it's like, okay, I could have like 10% of that someday.
It's stupid. Like, a lot of people, especially about business and numbers, it's not a zero-sum game. Like, if you have a cake and you want a piece of that cake, the cake's not gonna leave. You can just grab another cake, right? There's different people on Instagram that like different stuff. I don't follow gothic pages on Instagram, but I'm sure there's millions of people that do and that are into that shit, right? So I mean, it really depends. Cliche, you have to find your niche. You have to find what you excel at, what you're good at, and what people see value in you. You'll see results.
Exactly, and like, that's also the thing for like the future. Like, you could easily, as you say, you don't follow gothic now, but like, what if someday you're like into it all of a sudden,
right?
You know, it's like, okay, now my niche has changed. How is like my niche changing gonna affect my work, like photography wise or creatively, you know?
And you can go through stuff like that. It's gonna be Halloween now, so I mean, like, you're probably gonna see darker shoots, people with horns, or like, you know, darker makeup. So I mean, it's good to go through different paths that you haven't experienced yet, and then figure out, maybe it's supposed to be, maybe I can take part of this and like employ it into my work. You don't have to take everything you read, right? It's just like, this little sentence is good enough for me, and like, that's all you take from it. That's a W for me.
Exactly. Yeah, like, I had people contact me in, what is it, September, asking me if I know any like spooky spots. I was like, sorry, chief, like, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, well, why? Because I didn't even think of it. And they're like, yeah, I want to do a Halloween shoot. And I was like, oh, that's a thing. People actually do that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, oh, like, if I knew something, I'll tell you, because it's not in my mindset. It's like not my thing, and it's like it's, the pictures are cool. I've seen many like really good pictures,
in
but
abandoned
it's like,
houses too, or like some field or whatnot.
But it's like, it's not my niche. But it's like, that's a spot where it's very. Some people, as you said, don't take it like, I have to take everything. I have to use everything. Some people are like, okay, I'm gonna do Halloween because it's Halloween. I'm gonna do Christmas because it's Christmas. I'm gonna do Valentine's because it's Valentine's. But it's like, do you really have to?
Yeah, right.
You know, like, is this
things.
what you want to be known for? Like, when it's like Halloween, you're doing Halloween stuff, or when it's Christmas, I can only see Christmas stuff from you. I can't see your other stuff or your better stuff, or like something like different from you.
I think there has to be a line connecting all the dots, like something that all your shoots kind of have in common, and that's what kind of makes your own style, right? Because you see people like Brandon Wolfe, for example, he shoots. I know he shoots. I bought his book. Crazy the pictures that are in there, and he uses a lot of reflective stuff and like very colorful.
Prisms and
it's wild.
Yeah.
And it's great art.
Yeah.
You know, you can't beat value when it's actually something good that people want to
like
see.
Consistency.
Absolutely.
Because like I exactly know what you're talking about. He was like one of my big inspos, and like I had like a fetish slightly. I wanted to get his like preset, but I was like, do I really want my stuff to be pink and blue all the time?
Yeah.
And he himself has kind of like switched from that.
He does.
He's not completely pink and blue anymore. He has that element, but it's not as saturated as it was before. And like, that's the thing, you're learning. In the future, you're gonna change a bit, you know, but you're gonna keep the key things that make you you.
Because that's what your style is, right? It's grabbing different pieces from here and there and like throwing them in your own little soup. and that's what makes you you.
You know, he still does his smoke bombs, his reflections, his lots of lights, his bokeh,
Very luminous.
everything.
Ballerinas? I know, like, I don't know how else to say it.
But yeah, that's why I love photography in general, because it's like you can see someone's style, and you can tell when people are like are in this to be in this or in this for the title or like for the like the showmance or whatever.
Yeah, for the clout.
Yeah, for the clout. You know, whew, don't even mention that when you're because that could get me off on like another topic. But yeah, I'm gonna end the interview there. Obviously, we could talk for way longer because we are very enthusiastic about photography and stuff and things. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to
like and subscribe, comment, tag me.
Like, yeah, check out his stuff.
Down below.
You have a photography page, right?
I do. Yeah, Naxynd. Naxynd.
Yeah, it'll be
Don't tell
linked.
me why it's complicated.
It'll be linked. It will be like there'll be like a pop-up text here probably, and see you guys in the next cover story. My name is Chica. That's Danny. Peace.